Warning, this show contains adult language, so viewer and listener discretion is advised. Welcome to another edition of Up and In. I'm your host, Adrian Babashoff, and if you're new here, welcome as well. And if you're wondering what the show is about, it's entirely dedicated to improving quality of life for both people and planet through liberation and independence, moving you from surviving to thriving and living life raw. Today's episode, what are we on? 215. It's an extension of Life Hacks. These shows go by super quick. And I just was energized about this one. I wanted to continue it to give you guys some extra stuff. Speaking of extra stuff, for those of you who follow me, Life Hack is a garden is like the best thing you can do. Here's some baby bok choy for those of you watching the show on YouTube. I got bok choy, I got strawberries, we got a carrot, we've got a bunch of these sugar snap peas in here, and this is basically my abundance. I've got a big old basket. I'm returning home to get back to work, right? And I just picked the stuff from my garden, and today it just felt so good. It's one of the first harvests I've had in a few weeks, and it just feels so good. That back to the land movement just really connects you. But anyways, it's just instead of me rambling off about a bunch of shit here, it's part two, and you know, I really want you guys to take an effect, like all these simple little things sometimes you could think that doesn't really add up, but they all really add up. And these things really help your life. And I want you guys getting this philosophy. I've given you hacks yesterday, I'm giving you guys hacks today, some of the little things I do, and I made them very simple so they're not very complicated. So that way people could get in that idea of looking around you, hearing the things that I speak about today and going, you know what, how can I better equip myself, organize my life so things are streamlined and run a little better so that I can do whatever it is that I want to do. Even if you don't want to do anything, you can you can set yourself up where you ain't got to do much because there's not much to do, right? So part one, or very first note I have on here is daily clothes rolls. And these are like, I call them my clothes burritos. And basically, I get up super early in the morning, guys. I own my own business, for those of you following, a construction business. I'm up at 5 in the morning, sometimes 4:30, especially to get these shows organized for the drive to my job. That's the background noise, by the way, my pickup truck. It's the only time I get to do these podcasts right now. But yeah, so you get up in the morning. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I'm a fucking piece of shit when I wake up. I am a loser times 10. 10x loser, dude. I mean, I cannot function. I don't drink coffee. I'm pretty alert when I wake up, though. It took me a few years, but I feel really good when I wake up, but I'm not very coherent, and it makes it really a lot easier, especially getting my kids off, you know, when I did need to get them over to school, when I had to get when I get my young one over to her mother in the morning while I go to work. I've got socks, I've got shirts, I've got pants, I've got everything rolled up, right, inside of a big burrito, so you can literally just grab stuff from the cabinet, get the kid dressed. You don't have to go from one side to the other. And it's not a lot of time, but all these little things significantly help, especially when you're tired or you're just like from Saturday night, you're really hungover, you know, just to be brutally honest, and you're just feeling like shit. Another hack I don't have in here is keep some junk food around for times like that, or if you're just sick, you know. I've got these Morningstar organic veggie sausages with an English muffin. And all I do is I pop those inside my air fryer. I'll sprinkle a little bit of cheese. I put the frozen patty on top of the bun. I think it goes on for like a minute. Then I just squish the two together, and it actually makes a really nice sandwich. I don't like to feed her that kind of stuff all the time, but when I'm tired in a pinch, it's really nice to have those things off to the side. Next on the list here, milk crate freezer organization. So I use the chest freezers. They're supposedly more efficient, but living tiny and living stationary RV lifestyle design, I don't have any room inside my trailer to put a freezer, so I have to put everything outside. A lot of those stand-up freezers, do your research. They will not work very good. They'll freeze over and they'll die. They're not very good. But now, because they have like a condenser, they have to breathe air that comes in. Whereas the chest freezers, don't ask me how, they got their own little systems where they don't need to really suck in air through a vent. They just need to actually be cooled, so they have like an air cooler. So these are what you're going to put if you're going to go in your garage or you're going to go outside. It's a chest freezer. Now, chest freezers suck because they have no shelves. It's just a giant fucking chest. So everything gets mixed in. So what I devised is went and got myself some milk crates, which you can get for free off of OfferUp or wherever on the internet. And basically what I do is they've got different size ones, you know. Now, the regular, what is it, about a foot tall or so by about a foot and a half long, you know, a foot wide. I've got some of those. Basically what I do is I load, like, I can only fit like 2 of them in my freezer because they're not very large freezers, but I have one loaded with chicken, one loaded with beef, right? I don't really eat much pork, but I'll have like a drawer for like a small one for like pork, like bacon and sausages and stuff like that. And that way I'm organized. I can lift these milk crates, literally sit on top of each other in the freezer, so you can pull one up and then you can access, say, your chicken at the bottom one. So it makes things very convenient. Also, what you want to do is you want to label. I buy mine prepackaged. They're already shrink wrapped, if that's even the word I'm looking for, from Costco. And I just set them up from left to right. Another thing I don't have in here, a life hack, is I always say right is first, right? Right is right, left is wrong. So if I have cold beers in the fridge, I know that always go from the right. That's the rotation. Well, it's the same thing with my meats. Go to the right. That's the oldest one. We do a lot of prepping here for my life, which I want to start introducing into the show, where I've got tons of meat stored up and stuff like that, tons of frozen vegetables and things, just in case we ever have any type of emergency. But it makes milk crates make it easier to organize those things. Next on this milk crate list is start growing your own food. Grow your food in a milk crate. How, you may ask me? Go and get yourself some burlap, which is what I prefer. Go to a lawn and garden place, like a tractor supply or basically landscape supply place. And you can buy a 7 by 7 foot sheet of burlap. That's gunny sack, jute plant, for all of its drop-offs. And you can cut this thing and line your whole basket with it. Why I like it is because it's non-toxic, it's not plastic, and it's completely biodegradable. Go and just line this basket up, put a couple clothespins or whatever you can to kind of cinch it up around the inside of the box, fill it up with dirt, and plant yourself some seeds. You can't overwater it. Go get yourself some potting mix, though. Make sure it's potting mix, not just regular garden soil. Throw yourself a couple of seeds in there. We gave you guys some ideas of how you could take little cuttings of plants and just place them in the dirt, and they'll grow themselves. Get these little milk crates. They're free. The thing is if it's going to rain, you got them outside, you can pick them up and put them in your garage or your patio for the day. Then they're not getting enough sun on your patio, so you can pull them back out when it's sunny days. You can rearrange stuff. You can stack them. You can do all kinds of different things with these milk crates. They are plastic, but they are very, very hackable. That's what we're going for today. All right, next, we got DC powered mobile fridge. This one's expensive. I don't think this one's for a lot of people. I don't think it's really for, oh shoot, I gotta get my life together. I gotta get gas, people, for work tomorrow. Look at me, just passing up my exit. This mobile fridge I want to talk to you guys about is, it cost me about $1,300. Now, it was a business expense because all the traveling stuff I have to do for business, I kept cold water in there and my food and stuff like that. But my God, would I say what a difference this has made. And it's a DC fridge. For those of you who don't know, that's you can plug this thing into a car battery and that'll power it. Whereas AC runs off of, you have to have an inverter, right? You have to have something that changes the battery. So you can literally hook up this fridge that I've got, a DC fridge, straight up to car batteries and a solar panel. That's it. You've got everything you need. So how is this hackable? What happened? Best money I've ever spent. Way less ice when I go camping and stuff like that. I got ice cold beer, by the way. Ice cold wine. I got ice cold meats and stuff like that. So we're able to refrigerate stuff. The one part I'm going to say where this is not hackable, where this is a con, is I never really thought about camping in the forest, which I love. It means there's no sunshine when you're in the pines. That's bad. But you can get by with taking yourself a solar panel that's detachable from your vehicle, whatever you're doing, and go run it out into the sun and just get yourself a campsite that's close to the closest as you can to get some sunlight. So yeah, as far as eating healthy and everything, that's what I talk about a lot on my fresh juices, and I try to make a lot of my own foods and stuff like that. And it's very difficult, you know, when you're at work to be able to package, like, you know, a sandwich in a sandwich bag and all that work. Whereas I just put everything in my solar refrigerator. This thing also turns into a freezer, by the way. You can turn it up. You got to make sure you have a battery bank that's going to support that. Let me just park my truck here. We're going to wait at the gas station so I can finish up the show properly. And yeah, you guys, so I'm able to eat healthy. What I usually do is I put I'll pre-blend my smoothies, or I'll make raw juices and stuff like that. I put them in mason jars. I put a little cardboard around so they don't clink and break themselves. I did have that problem in there. But yeah, I make boiled eggs with bitchin sauce, the chipotle. Oh goodness, they're good just like that. In fact, that's what I'm eating for lunch today. And it really helps me out and makes things relatively quick. I can do my meal prep for almost the whole week at home. Actually, I do it for Monday through Friday. Take everything I've made, stick it all in the fridge, set it and forget it. You ain't got to worry. All you got to do at lunchtime is go in the back of your vehicle. You can put this, you don't have to have a truck too. Those of you who follow me know I have a big ass truck and a camper. You can just put this in your back seat. You can put it in your trunk. Make sure you measure the dimensions and everything like that, and you got it setting accordingly. But it can run off your car battery. And that would take a lot of time, I guess, to explain the watts and the kilowatts and all that kind of stuff there. But yeah, you can run it without a solar panel. I did, as long as you're not running it too long. Get home and plug it into the wall. So yeah, DC powered mobile fridge has been good. And you know what? If there's ever an emergency, which I've had my electric shut off, I take all my most valuables and I stick them in my refrigerator and I just crank it up till freezer and I freeze whatever I've got that needs to stay frozen. That way I'm not losing my investment. I have a digital phone checklist here. It has been my saving grace. I mentioned this because the ex-wife, she's forgetting things. She got promoted on her job. I've been kind of helping her out to kind of figure things out. I guess it's been working really well for her. I'm glad that she's doing well. But now she's managing a lot of things and she's forgetting things. She forgot, she showed up late today. She, to pick up my kid. She's been forgetting all kinds of different things that between the two of us, there's dentist appointments for the kids or what's going on with that. And one thing I notice is I really hardly ever skip a beat with anything. So I use a punch list I use an iPhone. I'm sure that all the other phones have something similar, but it has a checklist, a little dot, right? That when you push the dot, it turns yellow and has a check. That means you got it. I have variable stuff that changes all the time. So I just write down in my notes, my to-do list. I also have stuff that is solid, that's there, like my weekend chores, for instance. I don't want to make this too complicated, but I know that I got to do laundry, I got to wash my truck, I got to do my meal prep for work, I got to do my meal prep for home. I got all these little things, and all of those always add up, and then I check the list as I go down. On the first of the month, I have such things as cleaning my gravity-fed water filtration system, sterilize it, things like that, once a month, right? So I never forget anything. Everything's always organized. You'll never miss a meeting. You'll never forget stuff. In fact, when you get a great idea sometimes, like with my kid, I forgot what the fuck it was the other day, was traceable dry erase books for her, my special needs daughter, and I was like, you know what, go look on Amazon and buy a couple, right? So I had this great idea, and it worked out fantastic. She loves it. She plays the teacher, I play the student, vice versa, and we get to scribble all over this thing, erase it, and start all over fresh again. So that's the last thing I just want to talk about here is, again, the philosophy of all this, but it's I've learned from some wealthy people to clear the desk every day. And basically it just means it's not go just to your desk. Well, it is that. Go through your mail, check everything out, get rid of everything. You got to make some phone calls, make those phone calls. If you can't, make a note, make a checklist on your phone to call that person the next day. You start getting into business practices like this, right? Get in the philosophy of clearing the desk every single day if you can. Every week, every month, every year, clear everything out. Because you know that clutter, doesn't it make you fucking crazy when you got just shit to do everywhere and the list is just a mile long? It's nobody else's fault but our own. But if you start to practice this and get rid of things as you're walking with your mail back up to your house, for those of you who live at a fucking home, not a loser like me living in a tiny house, not to say other people, I'm the only loser. Nobody else gets to be a loser who lives in tiny houses. But as you're walking back and you're looking through your mail, just get your junk, put it in one hand, throw it. Hopefully you're recycling it, not throwing it in the trash. Just get rid of it instead of stacking it up for the weekend. The weekend's a time to drink beer and relax, right? Have your glass of wine and have a barbecue, not think about shit, right? We don't want this huge, giant chore day. So get in the philosophy of being that type of person who's organized, who can move those things around. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll sleep better. You'll have less stress. But better than that is you are prepping yourself to handle, say, being a wealthy person, right? To be able to juggle many things. You're very well organized. For you to make more money, right? In order for you to make more money, you have to be organized. You have to be less stressed out. You need to be able to think properly, but you need clear space, right? And that's the best way when you keep practicing this. It's like a muscle. You keep doing it over and over and over again until it just becomes routine and you're always clearing the desk and you notice how good it feels, and then you start noticing through doing these hacks that you have a lot more time to make more money, to focus on things to make more money, right? So think about that. Utilize those strategies that I'm sharing with you today. Think about this philosophy of all these things we talked about. Clear the desk of your life every single day and watch life start to improve almost immediately. That's the show, guys. If I brought you any value, please review, subscribe, like, give me a middle finger, thumbs down, thumbs up. Let me know that you're out there. It's like talking to a brick fucking wall. I'm opening it up, guys. It's open season. This is a hobby podcast, so the bad language is just coming out. I'm just going to have fun with this thing. But yeah, let me know what I'm doing. upandinitshow@gmail.com. Message me. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys want to hear, how I'm doing. It's Up and In It. You can find it on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and anywhere where they'll allow me to post these podcasts. And as I always say, guys, go out there and have yourself a near life experience. Don't lose your muchness. Carry on the fire. Human up. Live it, love it, own it, and bone it, my friends.